Namespaces in C# are a way of grouping related code together and preventing naming conflicts. Imagine you're writing a large software system, or perhaps working as part of a team on a big project. In that software, you might have hundreds or even thousands of classes, structures, interfaces, and so on. Now, let's look at the reasons behind using namespaces. Preventing name collisions. Without namespaces, you would need to ensure every single class has a unique name. This could quickly become challenging as the size of your project grows. With namespaces, you can have classes with the same name as long as they're in different namespaces. For instance, you could have a customer class in an accounting namespace and another customer class in a marketing namespace, and there wouldn't be any conflict between the two. Namespaces code organization. Namespaces also provide a way of logically grouping related code. Continuing with the above example, all the classes related to accounting functions could be placed inside the accounting namespace. All the classes related to marketing activities could be placed inside the marketing namespace. This makes the code base more manageable, easier to navigate, and more understandable to new developers joining the project. Ease of use with using directive. In C#, you can use the using directive at the top of your code file to tell the compiler that you're going to be using classes from a certain namespace a lot. This saves you from having to fully qualify every use of the class with its namespace. For example, using system at the top of your file means you can just write console writeline instead of system console writeline. Hierarchical organization. Namespaces can be nested within other namespaces to any depth, allowing you to create a detailed hierarchy for your code. This might reflect the structure of your organization, the architecture of your software, or any other way of organizing that makes sense for your project. Here's a simple example that illustrates how namespaces can help prevent name collisions. In this code, we have two namespaces, first namespace and second namespace. Each contains a class named shared class name with a method getMessage. Without namespaces, having two classes with the same name in the same scope would lead to a naming collision, and the compiler would throw an error. But since they're encapsulated within their respective namespaces, they can coexist without any issues. Running the program will print hello from first namespace, hello from second namespace. Here is an example that demonstrates how namespaces can help facilitate logical grouping of code. Here we have two classes named product. One product class is for an e-commerce application, and another one is for an inventory management application. Namespaces can be used to logically group these product classes in their respective domains. The e-commerce app and inventory management app are namespaces that logically group product class in their respective applications. This makes it easier for a developer to identify the context of a product class when reading or writing code. Namespaces can help streamline code with using directive. The using directive in C# allows us to use classes within a namespace without specifying the full namespace path every time. Let's take a look at the following example. Without using the using directive. With the using directive. In the second example, we used the using directive at the beginning, using system. This enables us to use all the classes in the system namespace in the following code without fully qualifying them each time. As you can see, the using directive makes the code cleaner and more readable by reducing the amount of code you have to write. Namespaces provide a hierarchical structure to your code, organizing it in a manner similar to how files are structured in a file system. This makes it easier to locate and work with specific portions of your code. Let's say we are building a space exploration project, where different aspects of the project are separated into namespaces. Here, space exploration is our top-level namespace. Under that, we have rockets and satellites as sub-namespaces, logically grouping related classes. Falcon class under rockets represents a rocket type, and satellite class under satellites represents a satellite. This kind of hierarchy makes the project well organized and improves maintainability. This was a quick tutorial which discusses namespaces in C#. If you want to test your C# knowledge, feel free to visit our website codeprepping.com, where we have hundreds of interview questions with answers. Thank you for watching.